What's up, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon Y-Chain Monolocke. In the last episode, we took on our rival here in Cormorine City. In today's episode, we are going to be taking on the gym leader, Ramos. But before we do anything, we're going to do a quick little team recap. So starting off, we've got JJ, the Poliwrath, level 39, Careful Nature with the Stamp ability, rocking Bubble Beam, Hypnosis, Dynamic Punch, and Submission. Then we got PC God, the Infernape, level 37, Hardening Nature with the Blaze ability, rocking Flame Wheel, Torment, Close Combat, and Taunt. Up next, we got Clint, the Blastoise, level 38, Timid Nature with the Torrent ability, Rockin' Surf, Water Pulse, Bite, and Withdraw. Then we got Tien, the Medicham, level 37, Naive Nature with the Pure Power ability, Rockin' Force Palm, Confusion, Hidden Power, and Combine. Then I got Sting, the Latios, level 36, Adamant Nature with the Levitate ability, Rockin' Luster Purge, Dragon Breath, Protect, and Refresh. And last but not least, we got Atlas, the Jirachi, level 37, Hardy Nature with the Serene Grace ability, Rockin' Psychic, Rest, Swift, and Zen Headbutt. So, we're just going to be jumping straight into it. This episode, so we're gonna see how it goes. Hopefully, this might actually be the only thing we do this episode, depending on how this puzzle goes. I don't really remember much about the puzzle, but I'm pretty sure in the verses it was messing me up, and it took me like basically our entire episode to do it. But granted, that was without having the speed up button, so things might not be as bad this time around. And I was actually just thinking, I was thinking about it, and I kind of realized that the first time I actually used speed up in a Citra game, that wasn't until Umber Moon. And I was looking back at Rising Ruby, and we actually got pretty far in that game, and I don't think I used any speed up throughout that game, except for when I was grinding by myself. So that was actually kind of an interesting thing to see. So I don't know. Depending on how things go, we might stop using the speed button as much. Right now, the reason I'm using it is because I'm mainly using it in this and in Umber Moon because it felt wrong to do it in Rising Ruby because Rising Ruby was a Drayano game and I just didn't want to speed up too much. But then again, I've sped up literally every other Drayano game I've played through. Blaze Black, Blaze Black 2, Fire Red Omega, Storm Silver, Sacred Gold. I sped through all of them. So, I don't know. I guess it was mainly because I didn't know of a way to speed up without, like, just, having to go into the settings to do it every time. So, I guess that's kind of one of those hindsight kind of things. I was just kind of looking at that. I was on the subject of that, that's actually a good subject for our potential next series we're going to be doing. Now, I did tell you guys I had another All-Star Lock planned. And the way this All-Star Lock is going to work is a little different. Actually, it's very different from how our last one was. It's almost a completely different idea. Same concept. Same concept of using All-Star Pokemon, but the way we're doing it is completely different from how it was done originally. So I'm kind of excited to see how it goes. I've been on the fence about if I want it to be our next series or if I want to wait another couple series we do. Just because I'm trying to think about it. Most of the time, as of late, most of our series, since we've started doing a 3-video-a-week schedule, most of our series have lasted a lot longer than they used to. When we first started the 5-day-a-week schedule, when we first got back into the 5-day-a-week schedule, because there's been a lot of periods where I've switched that. In reality, I switched from 5 days a week to, actually, I think I did 7 days a week for a while. I think for a while I did 7 days a week. Then it turned into 2 days a week, or turned into 3 days a week during Omicron. That quickly devolved into 2 days a week, and then it turned into, as long as I got 2 videos up in a week, that was fine. It wasn't like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. It wasn't a Tuesday, Thursday schedule, anything like that. It was just, as long as I have 2 videos in a week, that's fine. And I hated that. I hated that I was doing that. And that's why I ended up ending Omicron kind of with a sort of a cliffhanger. But what we ended up doing was we beat the 8th gym of like the 4th region we were in. It was like the 3rd or 4th region. And we were like, all right, well, that's it. Now, the last thing I could have done would have been I had to go up a mountain, take on Rayquaza, fight Brendan. Brendan being, the character from your rival from Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. So that would have been the next and last thing to do for that series, but I knew that was going to take a long time because I needed to do a bunch of grinding. Grinding in that game was really hard. It was because of how the randomizer works in Omicron and Insurgents and all those. It's not like a list. It's not going based off of a list. It's just every time you run in the grass, it just picks a random Pokemon and throws it into you. So a lot of the time, the wild Pokemon were way lower level than what you were at by that point. And I was just running into Pokemon that were not things that gave off good experience. Like, I was running into a lot of, like, base form Pokemon. I was running into a lot of, like, baby Pokemon. Those don't give off a lot of experience. I wasn't getting lucky enough to run into anything that could be of, like, you know, good experience farming, I guess is the way to put it. But so that kind of slowed things down. Then I jumped into Prism, and I think Prism turned into 3 days a week. It was either 2 or 3 days a week. Then Storm Silver, we started 5 days a week. Storm Silver is when I officially started 5 days a week, and we did that for a really, really long time. The only reason that really changed was because of work. Work started making it a lot harder, but we kept going for a while. Then I went back to, I think we just went back. I feel like we went back during Renegade Platinum, didn't we? Or it might have been just before Renegade Platinum. Or it was in between, because we were doing 5 days a week for Explorers of the Sky. Then after Explorers of the Sky ended, I was like, okay, we're gonna do 3 days a week. Then Sword and Shield started, and I decided, okay, Sword and Shield will go up every single day. Sword and Shield was like at least almost 7 days a week all the time. If I hit myself in Confusion, I die, and I'm gonna be pissed. Oh my god. I lived. I'm leaving. Wow. Signal Beam. Not exactly what I was expecting, to be honest with you guys. I'm gonna go into Clint. But, anywho, continuing. I think after Sword and Shield started, Renegade Platinum almost essentially took a back seat and turned into the, like, 2 or 3 videos a week. And because of that, we got super behind on that. We would have finished so much earlier if I had continued with it being, 3 days, or, made it 5 days a week along with Sword and Shield. But at that point, I had so much on my plate that I wouldn't have had time to start my next, get everything ready for Wyatt Chain Monolocke. So that was kind of a thing. Then, obviously we're back to 5 videos a week right now with with Mystery Dungeon, and that's been a blast. So I'm really excited for it. I've almost been considering making Mystery Dungeon an everyday video, but that would mean that I was having 2 videos a day, 3 days of the week, and I don't think I'm ready for that. I genuinely don't. This thing is gonna keep spamming recover, and I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, you're gonna be like that, aren't ya? Exactly what I needed. Here you go. Get the hell out of here. All right. Anywho, something in my mouth. Anywho. The point of that was, we did a lot. The whole point of that was supposed to explain, like, we used to go through series very fast. Every series would last probably a month at most, especially with taking into consideration the speed up button. Especially in the Game Boy games, all the Visual Boy games were just so much, like, the speed up was just so much faster. In comparison to, Citra or Desmume. Like, you're just blasting through everything when you speed up in a Game Boy game. So, we kind of had that. So things were, of course I miss, and of course it's going to double team. I'm going to scream. Okay. But, I'm going to try again. There we go. Look at that. Anywho, every series was done within, like, no time at all. I had, like, when I first started, because I wasn't that good at Photoshop and I wasn't making my own graphics and stuff like that, a new series, I wasn't, drawing a background and stuff like that. That literally didn't start until, no, not Platinum, Prism, I think. Yeah, because, I actually had, Gabe and Bulbs actually helped make my layout for Omicron, but everything before that I made myself with, like, you know, my mediocre Photoshop skills. Prism was like the first time I actually tried to do something to make it a little cooler, I guess. But you know, that just kind of went its own way, and then it turned into, you know, Storm Silver. Storm Silver was definitely like the best thing I had done at the time. So, you know, it kind of worked out. It was actually a lot of fun, you know. It was definitely worth it. I'm really happy with how my skills have improved, and I'm really happy that I did continue to do it, because I think with this channel, I've learned, like, what I want to do with my, like, you know, in the future. You know, things like graphic design and video editing are, like, the key things for me. I'm not healed. That's terrible. I'm stupid. I should have healed up. But, you know, like, originally I wanted to be a programmer. Nope. I was kind of on that path because I was like, that's really all there is for me. And I took computer programming classes junior year, and I did not enjoy it. What we were learning was not something I enjoyed. Things like, you know, 3D animation were always in my mind, and things like that are animation, like that kind of stuff, that's still something I enjoy. And that's still something I like to do. But coding is just not for me, like, at all. And I will fully admit that. It's just not, that's not in the cards for me at all. So, you know, I'm not mad about that, because I'm glad that I tried it and figured out what I could do and figured out what I enjoy, and what I love is graphic design and video editing. So I'm really happy with how things have gone in that aspect. So I get all worked out in the end. Of course, while outlived. I'm going to switch out, just because I don't trust this thing. I'm going to go into Tien. Even though Tien still doesn't have a good Psychic Kite move. Can he? I think he learned Zen Headbutt soon, though. So, did I not turn the XP tier off? I didn't. I'm stupid. Well, that's not good. Anywho. I guess one thing, like, with going back down to, like, you know, three videos a week for Chain Monolocke, and it's given me more time to figure out what I figure out and plan out this future All-Star lock. And I think, like, one of my things right now has been that I'm not 100% sure if I want that to be the next thing we do on the channel. And I've been contemplating if I want to do another series in between doing that. So I don't have anything for paralysis. That's terrible. Oh wait, what does refresh heal? Refresh heals that, right? Does refresh do that? Let's see. Yeah, burn cures itself of paralysis. I'm gonna just do that in my next battle. I should have done that to begin with. I'm stupid. I didn't think refresh would ever be useful to me, but here we are. Anywho, continuing as I go on my, you know, little tangents here and there. I've really been, like, I want this next series to be almost a celebration, you know? I haven't done, you know, I did a video for the first year anniversary of the channel, of doing Nuzlocke. I never did anything for years 2 and 3. And I want this to kind of be a celebration of that. So hopefully we can do that for this series. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. All the plans have been set into motion. There's a Smoochum on my screen. That isn't scary, but also makes it more annoying for me to try and refresh. And I also am out of PP, aren't I? Yep, okay. I'm going to switch out. We're going to go into... I mean, the smart move is to go into Tien. Yeah, the smart move is to go into Tien. Alright. Then we'll be fine. What's worse that can happen? There's literally nothing a Smoochum can throw at me right now. Heart Stamp is a little annoying, though. But I'm pretty sure I outspeed a Smoochum. That is 5 levels below me. So, let's get this thing out of my face. Get out of here, you little mini jinx. Nasty. Disgusting. But, ooh, Snover. Are you gonna just have a bunch of ice types? Because that works for me, because Tien can just murder them all. And huge power, or pure power, is actually really working out. So, level 37. Now, I realize, and I already kind of knew this, but since these trainers don't usually have 6 Pokemon, they basically make like, so there's usually 2, like he's gonna have 2 Pokemon that are leveled up based off of what his other 2, or I think he has 3. I think he usually has 4 Pokemon, so 3 regular weaker Pokemon, and then it's Ace. So in this, I think he's gonna have 3 Pokemon that are like level 34-ish, and then the other 3 are gonna be level 37. So Emboar, hello. I'm gonna go on Clint. I'm actually doing some pro plays right now, so it's working out. This gym is going a lot easier than I was expecting. You know, giant pig versus a giant turtle. What could possibly go wrong? Okay. Now, are your other, like, 3 Pokemon weak? Because you've thrown out all your level 37s. Unless it's only his first Pokemon shares a level with one of his weaker Pokemon, and then literally the other 5 have been the aces. I don't know if that's how it's been or not, but I guess we'll figure that out. If everything else we fight is level 37, then that's the case. So his first Pokemon will always be a lower level, because it'll match the level of whatever his first Pokemon he would throw out usually is, and then everything else is just the same level as the Ace would be with its level boosted. He's actually used all of his Super Potions, so that's actually really good for us. That'll make things a lot easier as we just decimate the rest of his team. And honestly, there's like nothing he can do about it. So, a Marowak. Oh, that's cute. Clearly, he's out of things to send out. Alright, so I think the consensus is, yeah, first Pokemon he sends out, same level as whatever the boosted level of his first Pokemon would be. Everything else, the same level as a boosted Ace. Because his Ace is actually level 34 in the regular games, and it's 37 in this. So, we're getting to the point where the level ups for the trainers, or for the gym leaders, not going to be that high. Which kind of sucks, because like you had a pretty big boost between the first gym and the second gym, and the second gym and the third gym. And then you get back down to this, and it's just kind of a little disappointing, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. I'm going to go into PC God. What sort is going to happen? I'm just going to close combat this Licky to death. Licky, fun fact, my boy Joe Schmo Gaming right here. That's Joe. That has been a running meme. Oh, level 34. Okay, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he only has 3 Pokemon. Because this one's level 34 as well. Interesting. Alright, well, this thing's gonna die. If I die because my defense just got lowered, I will scream. I'm like 4 levels ahead of you. There's no way. Get the fuck out of here, buddy. Let's go for a Flame Wheel. End it. Just get it done. If PC God had died right there, I would have screamed. Because that's not the way PC God's gonna die in this series. That's just not what's gonna happen. I refuse to allow that to happen. Alright, well, we're gonna be a little high leveled, possibly. Depending on how things go. Now, like I said, in the very beginning, in the verses, we got to the Pokeball Factory, and that was the farthest I got before I ended up losing. So, I remember certain bits and pieces of this game from up until then, and then after that, not 100% sure, but pretty sure that this game's pretty famous for it literally just being, you know, almost essentially a straight walk to the league with, you know, one misstep throughout the entire thing. Which, granted, that's kind of every Pokemon game, but I don't know. You do a lot, like, you do see Team Flare a lot. It's not like you don't see them at all, and then they randomly are just like, hey, we're gonna blow up the world. You do see them a decent amount of times, but, you know, I feel like you don't interact with important characters from Team Flare. Like, you run into grunts up until literally where we're about to get to, and then you run into the scientists, and even the scientists and the admins aren't even considered important people. Like, I'm pretty sure you fight one of the admins, and they only will have 2 Pokemon. They won't have a team of 6, but the scientists will. So it's interesting, but I don't know why, like, they're just not considered important. That's kind of one of the really disappointing things. The admins have almost 0 character throughout this entire game. And like, it's just disappointing when you compare them to like, you know, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, or Proton, Petrol? Is that his name? Petrol and Ariana? I think that's it. And what's his name? Archie. Like, you know, you compare them to, like, you compare the team player admins to them, and it's like, they're really nothing. Or even to Courtney, Tabitha, and the Team Aqua ones. I don't remember the Team Aqua ones. I'm pretty sure they got new names. I might be wrong, but ooh, Route 13, that's a new encounter. Let me catch you, my friend. Can you be something I can catch, please? That'd be fantastic. I can catch that. That's fabulous. That is exactly what I need. Alright, you're very low level, Ryolu. I don't think I can hit you with anything without you dying. So, I'm just gonna chuck a Pokeball at you and speed this game up real quick while I throw Pokeballs. Just love me, please. You are never going to evolve either, because I always grind at night, so that's going to be a pain in the ass. But it is what it is. Can you just stay in my Pokeball, please, sir? That would be greatly appreciated. I would love for you forever if you could. Nope. You're going to be a bitch. Alright. I'm going to try going into TN and hitting it with a hidden power. And there's no way a hidden power is going to kill it. Like, there's no way at all. Come on now. That's like almost impossible. Faint. I mean, granted, I'm like, what, 15, 12 levels ahead of it. Right, hidden power might kill, but if it doesn't, then this Ryolu definitely deserves to be on the team. It's going to kill. Oh, it didn't. He swallowed it. Okay, that's fine. I mean, Ryolu, please. I've got 14 more chances. So, I can do this all day. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Look at that. Absolutely zero problems at all. So, I think that's actually a good place to end the episode. This has been a shorter episode, so I do apologize for that. But, I just want to, you know, try and not die before things get too bad. Because, what do I want to name you? I'm going to name you Victoria. My mouse is being really slow, and I don't like it. It's like its DPI has fallen for no reason. So that's a little depressing. Anywho, I think it's just because its battery's actually low. So that might be the case. Anywho, I think it's a good place to end the episode here, you guys. It's been a shorter episode, so I do apologize for that. But next episode, we will be going through the power plant. That might be all we do that episode. And then the episode after that will probably be Lumio City and do the Lumio City gym. And then we'll kind of start getting into the meat of the story for the most part. And hopefully, I don't know. I guess we'll see how it goes. But I did want to say, I really do hope you guys are excited for our next series, because I think this next series is going to be our All-Star Lock. Like I said, it's same concept, different execution for how it's going to work. So hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for it. I've had to do a lot of research for this series, so I think it's going to turn out well. I think it's going to be worth it, and I'm really excited for it. I hope you guys are going to be excited for it. But with that, I'm going to call it an episode here, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you guys enjoyed, make sure you do smash that button. If you're on Streamer, you subscribe and get deposited right into that PC party. Share friends, follow me on Twitter, PCBloodMaster, join the Discord link down below. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm PCBloodMaster, and I'll see you guys next time!